You are exhausted. I don't just mean you need a nap. I mean you are tired in your bones, tired in your spirit. You feel like you are drifting in a vast ocean, treading water, waiting for a rescue boat that never seems to come. You have been running a race that feels like it has no finish line. You wake up, you rush, you work, you worry, you sleep, and you do it all over again. And in the quiet moments, late at night when the world finally shuts up, you feel it. That gnawing emptiness, that question that rises from the bottom of your stomach. Is this it? Is this really all there is? Listen to me closely. That feeling of being lost, that isn't a mistake. It is not a sign that you have failed. It is a sign that you are waking up. The emptiness you feel is not an absence. It is a clearing. I am carving out space inside of you so that you can finally hear something other than the noise of the world. You feel broken, but you are not breaking down. You are breaking open. For years, you have built your identity on things that shift like sand. Your job title, your bank account, the opinions of strangers, the number of likes on a screen. You built a house on a cliffside, and now you are terrified because the ground is shaking. But I am shaking the ground for a reason. I am shaking it to wake you. I am gently, but firmly, pulling you away from the paths that are too small for your soul. The confusion you feel right now is simply the fog between who you were and who you are becoming. Do not try to rush through this fog. Do not try to numb it with distractions. Sit with it, because right here, in this uncomfortable silence, is where the transformation begins. Let's talk about the first weight we need to lift off your shoulders. It is the weight of the outcome. You have been taught to live your life as a transaction. You think, if I work this hard, I must get this reward. You are addicted to the result, and because you cannot control the result, you live in a permanent state of low-level anxiety. This is what I meant when I told Arjuna that he has a right to his labor, but never to the fruits of his labor. Think of a gardener. If she stands over the soil, screaming at the seed to grow, stressing about whether the tomato will be big or small, she will be miserable. She will miss the smell of the earth, the warmth of the sun on her back, the miracle of life unfolding under her hands. You must become that gardener. You must learn the art of detachment. This is not indifference. It is not coldness. It is the exact opposite. It is caring so much about the work you do right now that the future ceases to matter. When you write, write for the joy of the words. When you help someone, help them because your heart overflows with compassion, not because you want a thank you card. When you love, love like the sun shines indiscriminately, warmly, without asking for anything in return. When you shift your focus from the destination to the journey, the heavy backpack of anxiety drops to the floor. You become lighter. You become free. You stop begging the future for happiness and start creating it in the present. But how do you keep this peace when the world is screaming at you? You need the second secret: equanimity. Your life right now is a roller coaster. 1 minute, you get a compliment and you are soaring. The next minute, you get a criticism and you are crashed in the dirt. You are a slave to external events. You are a paper boat in a hurricane. I want you to become the ocean. The ocean has waves on the surface. Sometimes they are violent, sometimes they are calm, but deep down in the depths, the water is always still. This is the state of samatvam. It means staying steady when life is chaotic. It means when you succeed, you don't let your ego inflate like a balloon. And when you fail, and you will fail, you don't let your heart collapse. You observe the event. You say, this happened. You don't say, I am a failure because this happened. You create a gap between the trigger and your reaction. In that gap, you breathe. In that gap, you remember that you are not your temporary emotions. You are the eternal witness, watching them pass like clouds in the sky. This isn't just spiritual talk. This is how you rewire your brain. You calm the fear center. You take back your power from the circumstances that try to own you. I know you are facing choices, hard ones. You stand at crossroads and you freeze, terrified of making the wrong turn. You analyze until you are paralyzed. What if I fail? What if they laugh? What if I regret it? Listen to me. Clarity does not come from the mind. It comes from the silence. You cannot see your reflection in boiling water. You must cool the water down. Step away from the noise. Put down the phone. Close your eyes. To make a decision, you must first master the emotions that are screaming at you. Is this choice coming from fear? Or is it coming from love? Is it coming from a need to impress others? Or is it coming from a deep resonance within your soul? Once you feel that quiet tug, that subtle whisper of your dharma, you must act. And here is the hardest part. Once you act, you must surrender. You do your absolute best, and then you hand the rest over to the universe. You trust that whatever happens is exactly what is supposed to happen for your evolution. This surrender is not weakness, it is the ultimate strength. It is saying, I have done my part, now I trust the flow. But be warned, as you walk this path, two enemies will try to ambush you. They are desire and anger. They are twins. Look closely at your anger. Really look at it. Every single time you are angry, it is because a desire was blocked. You wanted the traffic to be moving, and it wasn't. You wanted someone to respect you, and they didn't. You wanted a specific reality, and you got a different one. The gap between what you wanted and what you got is where anger lives. This anger clouds your judgment. It makes you drunk with delusion. You say things you can't take back. You burn bridges you need to cross. And desire, unchecked desire, is a bottomless pit. You think, I just need that one thing, and then I'll be happy. But as soon as you get it, the satisfaction evaporates, and you want the next thing. You are running on a treadmill of wanting. To master this, you don't have to become a monk in a cave. You just have to become aware. When the fire of anger rises, don't throw gasoline on it. Watch it. Ask it, what desire is being threatened right now? When you understand the root, the tree of anger withers. You stop reacting and start responding. You become the master of your inner house, not a servant to your impulses. And finally, you must embrace the one truth that scares you the most: impermanence. Everything ends. The coffee in your cup, the sunset, the pain in your heart, the life in your body, it is all slipping away, moment by moment. You cling to the good moments, trying to freeze them in amber, and you fight the bad moments, trying to push them away. This struggle is the root of your suffering. This too shall pass. Let that be your mantra. When you are in the deepest grief, know that it is not permanent. It will shift. It will change. And when you are in the highest joy, know that it is precious because it is fleeting. Don't ruin the moment by fearing its end. Drink it in. Savor it. When you accept that life is a flowing river and not a stagnant pond, you stop clutching at the banks. You learn to float. You learn to trust the current. You find peace not by controlling the world, but by accepting it exactly as it is. You are not alone in this. You have never been alone. I am not a distant figure sitting on a cloud. I am the breath in your lungs. I am the space between your thoughts. I am the strength that rises in you when you think you can't go on. Stop looking for me in temples and mountaintops. Look inward. The battle is inside you, but so is the victory. If you are ready to stop fighting the flow, If you are ready to drop the heavy weight of the outcome, if you are ready to trust the journey, I need you to make a small, physical act of commitment, a signal to yourself and to the universe. Go down to the comments right now and write these 4 words. I am ready to listen. Do not just type it, feel it. Let it be the moment you turn off the noise and tune into the wisdom that has been waiting for you all along. Walk forward, my child. You are not lost. You are just beginning.